I got this whiteboard. I got a bunch of people on YouTube that ask questions. Let's go ahead and answer those questions, okay? We have so many things that happen in the business world every single day, and very few people have the answers to it. And a lot of it has to do with, hey, how do you get prices for the items that you buy? Where do you come up with the prices? So today, I'm going to teach you very simply how to determine the price of an item. And most items have 3 factors that go into it. And this is for consumer goods. You have A, we'll call it material. My handwriting is horrible. And we'll take B, and we'll call this labor. And then we'll take C, and C, we'll put a little asterisk next to it because this one's a little complicated. We'll say brand. Okay? Now, those 3 things, A, B, and C, determine X. Well, let's an asterisk, but it determine X. Now, X is market value, okay? So we've got, let's take, for example, I like to use tools as an example. This time, let's use the iPhone, okay? You've got an A for an iPhone. We'll put it right over here, okay? For materials, you got 30 bucks, right? Let's say the chip and everything like that. Labor, everybody knows it's made in China. Let's say it's another 50 bucks. It still has labor. It costs money. You got to ship it and things like that. It's part of labor. And then you have the brand, okay? So let's say it's a $1,000 iPhone. You got $30, $50. Anybody know how to do math? That's $920, okay? You got $920 in the labor aspect of it. What do you guys see that's wrong? What do you guys see that's wrong in this? And altogether, we add up to 1,000, okay? What do you guys see that's wrong in this model of, all right, most of you say, hey, how do you have $920 in brand value? Well, guess what? That is when you get a depreciating asset. And this is what I talk about all the time, and this is why the pawn industry is upside down, because the industry is based on gold and diamonds and things that go up in value, and people are bringing you iPhones all day long that have 90% of their value and nothing more than a name. It's a good name. I love Apple. Don't get me wrong. But it's nothing more than a name. So then you go back and you have X equals $1,000. Let's say 1 year passes. Now, what do you think that $1,000 is worth? Let's use arbitrary numbers just for the sake of it. Say it's $500. Well, that $500 is $500 universal on the market at no reserve on eBay to a friend. It's a pretty standardized market. Remember, whenever you have more transactions, the more stable a price will become. That's why stock markets work, because stock markets have millions of transactions for one particular stock. And when you have enough people buying and selling, you have a true market coming together. With the iPhone, the closest thing you're going to get to a true market is eBay sold auction prices for the different parameters. So now you have a $500 iPhone. What is our job here at Perfect Pawn? We have to buy this iPhone for less than $500. That's it. It sounds like it's really, really simple, but in reality, it's complicated because you get into so many different factors, and a customer comes in and we offer this customer $200, right? So more likely than not, most people know that it's worth around $500 because it's an iPhone. It's a very relevant product, and you could clearly see the prices that people are offering. Now, when a consumer comes and receives the $200 from us, they get it in cash. They have no issues after that. The item could be lost. It could be stolen. It could be water damaged. There could be a million things that are wrong with it. All those factors we eat, and that is called risk. We determine a risk factor associated with every transaction with Pawnpire, our software, and we generate a number that we give to you. Our goal is for you and for us to both be unhappy, and that's how you know it's a good transaction. So here at Perfect Pawn, we can go up to $250, maybe even $300. You know, when it sells for $500, it's never going to get to $500. It'll sell for $400. So we're only going to make maybe $100. And if we pay $300 for it, our net ROI is only 33%, which is very little because you have such a high risk factor. So whenever you want to buy a product and you don't know how much it costs, you could do 2 things. Either spend a lifetime learning how markets are determined for used goods, or simply download the Pawnpire app. It's a Pawnpire on the App Store, Apple, and on the to Droid, whatever that is. I don't know what it is. I don't use it. But on the iOS, go to pawnpire.com. That's PAWNPIRE, like Empire, but for pawns. Get it? Pawnpire.com right here. So if you like this, subscribe to my channel right over here. I got nothing more to say. I've always wanted to throw a marker in the air when I end.